Setting up a template to use with CSS. In order to be more effective, you should always use a basic template for a web page that contains CSS because CSS is largely about pages being uniform. I have one template that I use for all my pages because I can manipulate the sections to look the way I want and to be displayed where I want. The first section of the page is the head, which is not to be confused with the header. The head is where we tell the browser what to do and what the page is about. It's where we add our lines to tell the browser where to find our CSS file. Or we can add CSS for this particular page. If you link a CSS file correctly, you can view the page on your computer in your browser and see your CSS effects, unless it's in an include. The body section of your page contains all the displayed information, everything you see on the page. So that's where we do most of our work. Inside the body section, my template has several divs. There are a lot of containers for HTML, but I like divs because the defaults are few and easily overridden. My first div is what I call the outer wrapper, and on the TXGen website it's the dark blue background. Next is the inner wrapper, and it contains the beige graphic background. The first div that actually contains anything is the header. It has the site title and the graphics. My menu is next, and sometimes I use two menus. Next is what I call content. This is the actual information for a particular page, and I usually start with a heading, which is H1 to H6, depending on how big I want them to display. After the content, I have a footer that usually contains my name, a copyright, and maybe an update date. One thing you can do to make your life easier is to always include an invisible note when you close your divs so that you know what you're closing. Some of my pages may contain 20 to 30 divs.